Congratulations, you've been accepted at Auburn University. Now we got to figure out whether you're going to live on campus or off campus. So today we're going to cover everything you need to know as far as the pros and cons of living on and off campus. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Alex Acuff with the Acuff Weekly Group. If this is the first time to our channel, I want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification if you're looking for everything eating, sleeping, living, playing in the Auburn area. And so we get reach outs all the time from people that are relocating to the area, students that are coming to campus. A lot of parents reach out to us. We work with a ton of them. So I want you to go ahead and reach out to me and my team because we'd love to be the eyes and ears and the boots on the ground to help you guys really secure that really good investment and find out which living is going to be the best for you at Auburn University. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the pros and cons of living off campus. So number one is that it's less expensive, so you get a little bit more for your money. Something about living on campus, it's super expensive. You may be paying $800 a month for just your living expenses while you live in the dorms or live really close in one of those rentals. Whereas if you were living off campus and maybe you found a little bit cheaper rental, that may be a better idea. Or if you're looking to invest in a condo or a house, I highly suggest it. We've had a lot of success with parents and people that are coming to the university, students, grad students, professors, a lot of faculty. So we've had a lot of success with people really investing in Auburn. I know you may not be here for more than 4 or 5 years, but trust me, the investment is worth it. You're also, number two, going to be closer to the grocery stores and everything living off campus. You know, when you live on campus, you tend to get really sucked into going to all the convenience stores on campus or going to the exact same places to eat every night, which is okay. And maybe that's what you really want to do. Maybe you're a first year student or, if you're a grad student, maybe you want to live a little bit further off. But, when you live off campus, you do get that opportunity to really be closer to other things and expose yourself. Like, let's just say you want to go out to eat. Maybe you're looking at going to downtown Opelika and want to go to the brewery and hang out. Maybe you don't want to go to a college bar. So there's a lot of stuff outside of the college life in Auburn University. So living off campus may be that good opportunity for you. And you're also just going to be more diverse people. You're going to make connections with people that maybe work in the restaurant industries. Maybe they're your bartender. Maybe they work at a different grocery store. Maybe they work at the local CVS. But what's going to happen is that if you're living on campus, you're going to continually run into the same people. You may want to do that, and you may want to create those relationships with them. Or if you're not really into that living on campus lifestyle, living off campus, you're just going to meet a whole bunch of different people that you're going to be exposed to and maybe find connections and friendships that way. Number four is that it's easier car access. So you can always get a pass to park on campus. You check out Auburn University's site as far as parking decks and all that good stuff. But off campus, if you buy a place or you rent a place, you're gonna have at least a spot per bed. And also a lot of the different places will have parking for friends and family, so guest passes. So you'll have the opportunity to have a little bit more car access off campus. Also, you're going to have more options on who you live with. If you live on campus, a lot of times they'll just assign you a roommate, and maybe you don't want to do that. Living off campus could be that great opportunity to say, hey, me and a buddy from high school want to live together. We don't want to live on campus, or I just don't want to be tied in with maybe a freshman. Maybe you're a junior or a senior and you're coming to Auburn, and you really just don't want to be tied in with not knowing who's going to be your roommate. Or maybe you want to buy a place and then you want to put your other room up for rent. And you want to be able to interview and talk to those people and get to know them a little bit better before you just end up living with these people and sharing laundry and sharing a kitchen and dining and living spaces with them. So living off campus is definitely going to offer that opportunity for sure. Next, we're going to cover some cons of living off campus. And so living off campus, of course, is that you're not on campus. So your commute may be a little bit longer. You also may want to be using the Tiger Transit as well. So if you don't know about Tiger Transit, highly suggest just Google it, go to Auburn University's website. They've got everything dedicated to Tiger Transit. You can find out all the stops. I think they have an app where you can actually find the different stops. And also, a little insider fact is if you are looking for a property, an investment property, and you're working with a realtor, we can actually check the box of finding stuff that is actually going to be on Tiger Transit, or we can at least guide you and tell you where you're near. And so we can kind of help you out with that commute, kind of telling you the different areas. We can always pull up a map. We can do it through Zoom. We can do it digitally in person, you name it, or we can just take you on a tour around town and kind of show you the different commutes. But to be honest with you, nothing's more than 10 or 15 minutes from the university. Also, another con is that it may be harder to access your friends that live on campus. Say they live in the dorms and you don't have a right or a pass to park at the dorms at night. So it may be a little bit harder to go find your friends. It could be a little bit of a pain, especially if you have study partners or friends that you're trying to work with in a class. So it may be a little bit more challenging to actually access your friends that are living on campus if you live off. Also, another con of living off campus is that you have to maintain it. If you're fresh out of your parents' house, it may not be really desirable for you to maintain your own place. Well, if you live on campus, they have 24-hour maintenance. If you rent a place, they typically have 24-hour or next day maintenance. If you own your own place, you're going to be responsible for getting your own maintenance taken care of. So if the water heater bursts, or God forbid, your washer or dryer goes out, you have to find those people. Now, a lot of times, honestly, what we do when we work with parents is that we have a whole list of handymen and opportunities for our clients to tie into finding the people that will help them, especially after moving in. Even, if you find a place that you want to renovate, we can absolutely help on that end as well. And lastly, our last con is that the distance may not be desirable for you to get out and go, walk or bike to wherever you need to go. So living off campus, it does pose that little bit of a challenge. You may be living in a complex or in a house that may be a little bit further away from some of the retail or the commercial spots that you frequent. Maybe if you want to go to Kroger or not, you're probably going to have to get in your car and go rather than visiting maybe the on-campus grocery store and getting your supplies right there. So you don't typically have to leave the university, but living off campus, you get used to it. But and it's always fun to go to Kroger. Okay, moving on to the pros and cons of living on campus. And so pro number one is food is constantly available. You've got the dining halls, and you also got the convenience stores that are always available for you to access. So living on campus, there is a convenience to it. So you can always, if it's late and you and your friends have been studying all night and you want to go get something to eat, you don't have anything in your dorms because you just haven't been thinking about it, you can just hop out and go to the dining hall or go to one of the convenience stores on campus and just quickly get a bite to eat. And now there's also the new Chick-fil-A. There's a couple Chick-fil-A's. There's one on campus and there's one just off campus on Magnolia. So if you're living in the dorms, it's easily accessible as far as eating all the time, 24 hours. Another pro, of course, is that you're close to class. You can sleep in a little bit longer for those morning classes. You can kind of get up and go. You don't have to worry about finding your keys typically, other than just locking your door. But it does make it a lot more convenient for you to just get up and get out of bed and go to class. Maybe grab a protein bar or something while you're walking out the door. While I was in school, I did live in the dorms one year, and I just found it super convenient that I could just kind of get up, roll out of bed, and throw on a hat and go to class. So I definitely completely sympathize with that being a huge pro of living on campus, especially your first year. Your third pro of living on campus is that you really don't drive anywhere. You get to save money on gas. You really just walk everywhere. And so living on campus is pretty nice. You can just park your car and go. A lot of times you probably won't drive your car for like all week until you get to the weekend and when you want to go out and go do something off campus. So that's the beauty of living on campus, is that you typically save a ton of money not having to drive your car around. And that also makes it a little bit safer for you too. So there's all the security as well. Pro number 4 is that it's easier to make friends. You're living in the dorms. You're surrounded by co-eds that are all the same age and the same situation. So it's just a great opportunity. It's the college experience. You come to Auburn University, they do a great job with Camp War Eagle telling you about the experience of living on campus and why you want to live there. And I completely understand. So living on campus just offers that great opportunity to create lifelong friends. I mean, I know I did. So you can always find friends when living on campus. My last pro is that there's no monthly payments. And what I mean by that is that typically you're held into a contract, typically signed on by parents to live on campus. So as a student, you don't have to worry about monthly payments. You don't have to worry about possibly getting evicted. And you also have the 24-hour maintenance as well. So that is my last huge pro of living on campus. Okay, moving on to the cons of living on campus. And con number one is that some of the dorms are not updated. So, some of the living conditions, the old residence halls, they're not as updated, a little bit older living situation. They've done a good job with some of the finishes and whatnot, but just the pure layout of them is just old. So hopefully you've done your homework and gotten with Auburn University about your living situation, where you want to live. So if you drew the short card and you have to live in the old residence hall, I bid you well. I actually did football camp at Auburn University when I was in middle school, and I had to stay at those old residence halls. And it was fun for summer camp, but as far as a living situation, I would not be caught there. Another con is it is expensive. It is so expensive to live on campus, and for the little space you get, there are some, you can also Pinterest ideas on how to design your room. I know a lot of people do it, and you can really make it a very functional space, but understand you're not going to get that big bedroom you probably had at home. It's going to be a much, much smaller space that you're going to have to live in the confines of, and also if there's a roommate as well. And also, to piggyback on that, another con is that there's just not much storage space. So if you're living on campus, you don't really have any outside storage space other than your car. So if you're living in the dorms, you're going to have to really make a lot of good decisions on what your furniture is and what your living situation is and how you kind of do your bed and your chest of drawers and your closets. So organization is key. So that is definitely the key. That is definitely the nugget. If you are coming to the university and you are going to be living in the dorms, you better look up how to organize a dorm. Another con is that careless neighbors. And what I mean by that is that they're loud, they might be annoying. It may be game day weekend and it could be kind of loud and you may not be into that. So I will say your privacy is pretty violated living on campus just because there's college students everywhere and you know how they act. So just something to think about is your privacy and careless neighbors. So if that is something that you highly, highly value, I highly, highly suggest you reach out to us and me and my team and let us help you find the right place to live. We can find you a nice private place, maybe a condo or a house that's off campus or a really nice townhouse. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video today. We just covered the pros and cons of living on campus and the pros and cons of living off campus. And if there's anything that I missed, I want you to leave me a message in the comments. If you like the video, go ahead, smash that thumbs up. We love that. It's great for our ratings and reviews. And especially if you guys are looking to come to the university, even if you're looking for a game day or if you're coming here for school, we want to be the eyes, the ears, the boots on the ground. We want to help you guys find the right place for your living situation. So go ahead and reach out to me and my team. We'd love to help you guys. And so until next time, peace out.